Hey guys, welcome back to another first look here at Smite. We are playing the new god. His name is Puch. He is a mid mage. We're going to go ahead and just build in these items. Soul Reaver. Chronos Pendant, that's fine. So, just a quick look at him. He is a Mayan god, and he is actually really fun. I've been playing a couple games with him, and I've really enjoyed him. So, we'll just take a quick look at his abilities before this game gets going. I'm playing against a robot. His passive is that two of his abilities spawn these little, like, dead zombie things on the ground. If you pick them up, you get 3% of your maximum mana, 6% of your maximum health, and it decreases the cooldown of Undead Surge by 2 seconds. This is very strong. Undead Surge is going to be your 1. That is what it looks like. It sends a zombie forward, and the zombies, as you can see the circle there, they explode at full length, or on the first target they hit, like that. So, and as I said before, here's one of the little zombies that fall on the ground. You can pick them up, and it gives you some mana and some health back. So let's go ahead and clear lane and get back to it. His 2, as you saw there, is called Corpse Explosion. What it does is it gives you a targeting reticule. If there are corpses within that targeting reticule, there's a little green thing that pops up over there. See, a little green circle. And when you detonate with your 2, not only does it explode the damage from the Corpse Explosion ability, but it'll also explode the corpses in it, dealing more damage. The corpse damage is gets a lot higher than the initial damage. I've been torn between using his 1 for wave clear and using his 2. I feel like his 2 can do a decent job of clearing wave, but not really. Not as good as his 1. His 1 does a lot. So once again, let's clear lane. Alright, and then we can go on and talk about his 3. Did I miss anything? Oh yeah. His 2 you can detonate without there being corpses, and it still does damage. It does initial damage 60, so at rank 1 only 60. His 3, called Fleeting Breath, what it does is he tosses a little zombie dude out. That's a targeting reticule. Tosses him out. Whoop. And when it lands, it deals damage over time. It's a ticking damage thing. So 32 damage. And after the duration, targets take an additional 20 damage here at rank 1, based on how many times they have been healed. So this is actually working. Is going to work really well against a Ra, because Ra has a heal. So basically what's going to happen is you toss this out, it deals damage over time, and then for every time they healed after the initial effect wears off, it'll deal more damage. So let me see if I can. There, so see, it's ticking for 114. And since he didn't heal during it, it's not going to do any of the initial damage. There's his passive working. I'll just show you here. So I have 5 seconds down here, and then when I pick that up, reduces it by 2, reduces it by 2. So that's usually a pretty quick way to clear lane. Like if you toss that out, grab those, toss it out again, grab those, toss it out again. Like that cooldown reduction is really strong. So that's a pretty quick way to clear lane. I also have Chronos Pendant, so that's helping me out a little bit with the cooldown reduction and cooldown reduction boots. I recommend cooldown reduction boots just so you can get those corpses out faster, and it'll help you clear lane pretty quick. Once again, clear lane, pick them up, clear lane, pick them up, and then it's up again. So his 4 is massive. Look at the area around here. It's a area around him in a giant circle. Well, actually, I think it's a giant hexagon. And basically, what it does is he summons these little creeps that fly out. I'll go ahead and show you on this wave. So you'll see, you see these guys like flying out. It also applies a stacking slow. So that stacking slow is very strong. It slows over time, but also the ability itself does ticking damage per wraith per. Well, it slows 2 seconds. Max is 8 stacks. Slows at 7% per stack. So you do your math there, and what is that? 63 minus 7, so 56. So 56% slow, which is pretty strong. There's your damage right there. It's a very strong ability, good for team fights. So. And picking up these guys gives you like really strong lane sustain, because you can just pick them up and just stay in lane for like ever. There's a quick combo what you can do. So I've been experimenting with combos with him, and what I have found is the best combo that you can do is zombies, zombie, explode, and that does a ton of damage. So you do your 1, then your 3, and then your 2. So zombie, zombie, explode, and it does a ton of damage. If you land all of your exploded zombies. So I would recommend maxing your 1 and then your 3 in that, and then your 2 in the intermittent times, and then your 4 when you can. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Right, let me see if I can combo him if he gets out here and show you the combo that I was talking about. Alright, so he kind of ran out of it, but that ticking damage that you get from your 3 is really strong. So, and if you ever need to heal, you can just kind of toss these dudes out and just like pick them up. So like he's like really strong. He's just a lot of sustain, which kind of offsets the fact that he doesn't really have an escape. I mean, your ultimate is kind of an escape. Kind of an escape. It is an escape because it applies such a strong slow. But I don't particularly count that as an escape because it's not a leap. Excuse me, a leap or a dash or anything like that. So as you can see, like I'm just kind of sticking around in lane forever. And that's where a lot of the strength in him is going to come out. Your passive meter down here shows you how many dead zombies you have laying out on the field that you can pick up. They show up as little blue dots up here. So whenever you see one of those, you can run over them, pick them up. Yeah, that corpse explosion does a lot of damage. Yeah. So, quick combos, 1, 3, 2, 4, and that's going to be your burst combo, so keep an eye on that. We'll go ahead and finish this game up, and then we can talk a little bit more after this. But I've been looking forward to a new mid-god, and I'm really glad they came out with him. When I first was looking at him in the beta stages or whatever it was, he looked like he was going to be a jungler, so I'm glad that he wasn't. So I'm just kind of staying alive, staying out in lane. If you want, I would kind of recommend putting your 1 on an instant cast, just because it's, or not an instant cast, but a smart cast. Yeah, because you can just kind of, like, I mean, you can just kind of drop it and then, like, run over it. Also, what I didn't mention is you can actually detonate it early if you want. So, and you can kind of count on getting a little bit of extra range at the end of the line nuke. As you can see there, there's a circle at the end. That's going to be the explosion radius once it hits. But you can detonate it early if you want to deal significant amounts of damage too. At max rank, or at like max level, your passive does a ton of work. It's very strong. So keeping an eye on that. I guess not at max rank, but I guess at like when you build your health up and your mana pool up, you get a lot from it. So I want to see if I can combo this raw. Not like that though. There's the combo right there. So I did my 1, my 3, my 2, and then my 4. The more I think about it, it might behoove you to start with your 3 rather than your 1. The upside with starting with your 1 is that if you pick up the corpses, the cooldown is reset. So if you need to combo, you can like combo, explode. Yeah, kind of do stuff like that. Although I guess if you're exploding your corpses, it's not going to reset your cooldowns on that. So he does have some mana issues early on. So you might want to keep an eye on that. But if you're picking up your little zombie creeps, it does you shouldn't have that much of an issue. So you can kind of do a lot of like really cool things with him, especially endgame. He's definitely, I guess he definitely could be considered a late game god. So. The area of his ultimate is humongous, so you count on that. It goes through walls. It's very strong. So definitely you can do a lot with that. But as you saw there, like I didn't have to go back to base once that whole time, just because his sustain is so good. So once again, this is in the beta, so everything that I say is subject to change. Not in the beta. This is in the public test server. So as you can see, we have some untextured stuff here. So yeah, public test server, everything is subject to change, but that's pretty much how you do a Puch. Standard mid build, you want to go your boots first, whatever boots you choose, then go into Warlock Sash next to get that health. For your penetration, this is really good, Spear of the Magus, because you're kind of a rapid fire ability god. So like if you're picking up zombies, you're rapid firing your 1 like every time it's off cooldown, and it does a lot of damage. Rod of Tahuti, of course. Soul Reaver's really good on him, and then either Chronos Pendant for even more cooldown reduction, although if you have Shoes of Focus, personally I don't think you need it because you're picking up the zombies. So either that for the MP5 and the cooldown reduction, or defensive item. Same goes for Soul Reaver. These two you can switch out for defensive items as long as you have one of them. That's going to be a lot of your damage. So, alright guys, that's pretty much all I have for you. That's, how do you say his name? Puch. That is how you apparently pronounce his name. So, even though it looks like Puch, it's Puch. And he's very strong. Mid-level god. I can't wait till he comes out in the actual playable game. So remember to like, subscribe if you have any questions or comments. I'd be happy to answer them. I've been playing with this guy all day, so I have some experience in what his abilities do and some different combos that you can do. And otherwise, I guess I'll see you guys next time.